Good evening, card community. It is RJ, and it is time for the Sunday Trivia Recap. No fanfare tonight. It's been a long day. I've been on the road all weekend. Just got home tonight, so I'm going to crank this out in case anybody is still up and still wanting to know who won our fantastic trivia prizes from this past week. So let's get to it. Monday, I talked about this card along with two others from Classic Red, the 1988 set. Showcased Phil Niekro's final game. He played one final game of his career with the Atlanta Braves late in that season of 1987. This is an 88 Classic card that highlighted that. This is your prize. If you could tell me what happened in Phil Niekro's final at bat as a pitcher in the Negro League, as a pitcher on the National League, he had to come to bat as a pitcher because the National League did not have the DH at the time. So what did he do in his final Major League at-bat? Well, let's take a look and find out, shall we?
Probably still is a very good hitter for a pitcher. That's not bad at all. And he had a good rip there. It's 0-2. If Peter Pan was real, he wears number 35 for Atlanta. Uribe knew he had so much time, he lollipopped the ball over there.
All right, I'm not going to go into too much more, but obviously in Phil Niekro's final at-bat, he grounded out weakly to the shortstop, who promptly threw high to first base, threw wild to first base, I should say, and Niekro was safe at first because of the error and made it to second on the throw, on the high throw. So Phil Niekro reached base on an error in his final at-bat. There you have it. So that is the card you're playing for. The individuals on the screen were nice enough to hazard a guess for me. We will shuffle once and spin. You must hit 3 times to win on my channel. So good luck to everybody on your Phil Niekro card. All right. Hope you're all are getting into the swing of 2023 Topps. It's everywhere for everybody to see. Everybody's ripping product and whatnot. I know I'm getting myself involved in a couple breaks in the near future. One of the things I always do with Topps and Flagship is I buy a jumbo hobby box of both Series 1 and Series 2. That is the only product I purchase because I have found that a jumbo hobby box will be collated to allow me to complete the whole set with one purchase. And then what I can do is trade or sell the others. So on Wednesday and Friday, I will be ripping my Series 1 hobby jumbo box. So stop by for that. In the meantime, there's a lot of other people out there breaking Topps Series 1, so check out their channels as well. And again, like I said, I've been checking out some, and I'm involved in a couple breaks. We'll talk more about the cards at that time, all right? What I'm doing on Monday is interesting. I think it's interesting. Showing off a purchase from the Bay. There's a product out there that I have admired for a long time, and a lot of times the price is pretty substantial for this particular item. Plus, they don't come up too often in the right format the way I'm looking for them. But anyway, so somebody must have just, busted a case or something, or maybe they're cleaning out their closet of stuff. But there were a whole bunch of these up on the Bay recently, and I snagged 4 of them, 4 from each of 4 different years. You'll have to check back on Monday to see exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm very happy about that. I have been pretty active on the Bay recently, not to some crazy degree, but a lot of detail, a lot of deals I have found. Three good nerds. Is that three for you? It is not. A couple people up there with two. So okay, keep going. I found a couple deals uh, that for getting multiple cards by the same seller because there's a number of I should say rainbow cards of Mike Schmidt, like Triple Threads or Museum Collection or Tribute or whatever, what have you. A lot of different cards of the same product, but all the different colored versions are popping up on the Bay recently. And I went a wild and got like almost every color variation I could, except of course for the one of ones. They're like, you get a one of one, it's hard to find, and you have to spend a lot of money. And I didn't spend a lot of money on what I did. There's a lot of people up there with two. Take a look at me. I don't want to forget Shaw. Shaw's at the bottom. He hasn't even been hit yet. Sorry, Shaw. But there's a lot of people up there with two. So no, yeah, I was on the Bay and finally got some good stuff there. Tommy Markwell, that is three for you. Okay, we reached the end of Monday. Tommy Markwell for Monday. You have won your classic red Phil Necro. Congrats to that, sir. I'll be sending that out as soon as I can. All right, so moving on to Wednesday's question. Wednesday, your prize was this here Tim McCarver 1977 Topps card. And I had mentioned at the time, Tim McCarver started his career in 1959 with the Cardinals, but finished his career in 1980 with the Phillies, which makes him a 4-decade player, a player to appear in 4 different decades. It doesn't mean he spent 40 years as a player, but appeared in 4 different decades. I think they use that to make it sound very impressive when all it means is he happened to start his career at the very end of 1 decade, play for a good 20, 25 years, and make it to the start of a 4th decade. So they make it sound more impressive than it really is. But that question, that trivia thing, gave prominence to this trivia question, which most people know by heart. Who was the individual who was able to become a batting champion in 3 different decades? So, in other words, this person, in this individual's particular case, he won a batting title in the 70s, in the 80s, and in the 90s. That individual is Mr. George Brett. So that was the answer to that question. The individuals on the screen were nice enough to throw out a guess to that. Mr. Tommy Markwell, you are out, sir. You cannot win but once a week in my channel. We will shuffle once and spin. You must hit 3 times. So good luck to everybody for your Tim McCarver card, all right? So yeah, I was saying that, what do I want to say? I've been doing a lot of more buying on the Bay. Inexpensive stuff. I haven't spent a lot of money. And then also I've been getting back more into trading. I don't say back more. I've always been a trader on the tradingcarddatabase.com. Plug for that website as well. The tradingcarddatabase.com. Interesting little thing. I actually made a trade with an individual back in January, and come to like the early part of February, and he said, "Hey, I haven't seen you complete the trade yet. Is there a reason you haven't ended, or recognized that you received the cards?" And I said, "Well, yeah, because I didn't receive the cards." And he was like, "What? Oh no, I know I sent them out. They were there." And I said, "Hey, I have no doubt you sent them out. I didn't get them. No biggie. You keep the cards I sent to you. I don't need the cards that you sent to me. If they happen to show up, I'll let you know. It's been a month. I think they got lost in the mail. Don't worry about it." Shaw Racing collects 1, 2, 3. Good job, Shaw. Shaw, you will be getting this beautiful Tim McCarver from 1977. Congrats to you, sir. Lastly, the question was one of math for you all. Okay, so the prize, various Donruss Hall of Fame cards, almost Hall of Famers in some case. 2002 Donruss Tom Glavine and Jim Thome, Hall of Famers. 2003 Donruss Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer. A Donruss Elite Scott Rowland. This is from Donruss 1999. It is numbered out of 3,500. And lastly, an almost Hall of Famer, a 2003 Donruss Diamond Kings, Alex Rodriguez. Not so sure about the artwork on that one. They've gotten rid of Mr. Dick Perez, the artist, and it's some guy named M. Turries or something like that. I don't know how you pronounce that last name, but I'm not so sure about the artwork there. It doesn't really look like Mr. A-Rod. But anyway, so we will go to Friday, and these are the individuals who hazard a guess on Friday. Tommy Markwell, you are out. Shaw Racing Collects, you are out. The question was, in 1941, Ted Williams hit 406, but on the final day, he was told if he sat out the day and didn't bat, he would technically become a 400 hitter because his average would have rounded up to 400 and he would have been credited with batting 400. However, in his mind, that's not good enough. It's not really 400. So I said, okay, what is his average rounded to four? What would his average have been rounded to 4 digits? Now, 400 average is 0.400. That is 3 digits. So if you rounded it to 4, or to if you had rounded it to 4 digits, what would it have been? Now take a look at this. This is an article from the Hall of Fame. Says he entered the day with a batting average of .3995, which would have been rounded up to 400. But Williams insisted on playing to ensure there was no doubt. And he went 4 for 5 in the first and 2 for 3 in the second, raising his average to 406. I wanted to do a little bit of a deeper dive because I was like, was it really .3995 rounded to 4 digits? So let's take a look. Ted Williams in 1941 had 456 at-bats, 185 hits. Okay, so if you take into consideration, he went, let's go back to the article again. He came to bat 8 times. He had 6 hits, so he went 6 for 8. And you can see the article actually says that. I think it did say he went 6 for 8. Did it say that? No. But you could count and figure he went 6 for 8 in his final at bat. So if you go back to his stats, going 6 for 8 meant his at bats would have been 448 before he came to the bat in that last day, and his hits would have been 179. So let's take a look. 179, I have the calculator all ready to go. 179 divided by 448 equals 0.3995 to 4 digits. But you can't stop there because take a look at the second 5. If I take that and round, the actual mathematical equation gives me this infinite number. But if I'm going to round to 4 digits, I've got to find out what the 5th digit is. And because it's a 5, this should actually round to 0.3996. I say it because I'm a math guy. I'm an engineer by trade. Math means something to me. The actual process of how to round numbers means something to me. And anybody who lists it in a book should have written it as 0.3996 to 4 decimal places. But they almost always round it to 3.3995. Why? Because that's the 4th digit in the equation when you take it out to 4 digits. But again, because the 5th digit is also a 5, this should be a 6 when rounding to 4 digits. I'm sorry for this long, lengthy explanation. It's the math geek in me. Anyway, the individuals on this chart here were kind enough to hazard a guess. So we're playing for these great Hall of Fame and almost Hall of Fame Donruss cards. again, we will shuffle once and spin. You must hit 3 times. So good luck to everybody on this one. I'm sorry, I'm getting geeky in my math, but math means something to me as an engineer. It really does. So, ay. 10 over God and great. You get a big hit there. So, yeah, so I was doing a trade with some guy, and finally the trade came yesterday. I wasn't here to get it. I came back like just a couple minutes ago, late on Sunday. Took a look at the mailbox, and sure enough, there it was. I looked at the postmark, and he had sent it on January 17th. I believe today is January 26th. If my calendar in my head is working, I don't have down there at the bottom of the computer it says February 26th. February 26th is the date. So, hey, it only took the post office a month and a half, but the cards are here. So I sent him a quick note under the tradingcarddatabase.com and said, hey, guess what? The cards are here. No reason to worry. It's all good. And hopefully he's happy. I was happy to get the cards because they were of a set that I'm trying to build. It's a set that I never purchased any product for. I was given several of those in a break, and I thought they were really cool cards. And I looked it up. It was like an insert set of about, 85 cards or so, maybe only 50. Either way, it was small enough that I figured, well, I'll just trade for them. I'll put every card in that small set on the tradingcarddatabase.com in my want list, and I'll just see if I can't. I'll just see if I can't trade for the entire set. And to be quite honest with you, it's going very, very slowly. I don't know if many people have this particular insert set or have multiple copies that they're willing to part with. I imagine eventually I could probably go on ComC and get them all, but I at least wanted to try doing it this way. And I'm making, I get a hit once in a while, so it's keeping me entertained, let's put it that way. So anyway, all right, where are we at with this? A couple people got 2, a couple people got 1, but we are continuing on with our quest to award some free cards to people. But yeah, so check back on Monday for a really cool product reveal. Check back on Wednesday and Friday for my opening of Topps Series 1 from my annual hobby jumbo box. So that's all I ask of you today, people. Jimmy Lacari, I believe that's 3 for you, sir. It is. So Jimmy Lacari, congrats to you, sir. You get the 3 cards, or the 5 cards. That's all I have for today, people. I don't want to go too long because it's late and we all want to get to bed. So thanks for watching. Please consider like, subscribing, commenting, and all that jazz. Hope to see you all again tomorrow. Take care.